In this video I'm going to ask, is working from home right for you? And at first glance, working from home sounds like a great idea. There's a few steps commute to your office, you set your own hours, no distractions from other workers, no noisy office environment, your workstation and office area are always available, no colleagues interrupting you, and you can have your choice of background music playing or talk shows or whatever. But is working from home all it's cracked up to be, and will it work for you? Start by considering your temperament, and humans have evolved to interact with other humans. But if you're sitting at home all day isolated from the rest of the world, children at school, partner out in a real job, then it can get lonely. And those interruptions from other people at work suddenly take on a new angle. They're the difference between you talking to other people and just talking to yourself for 8 hours a day, maybe more. Personally, if I've been paying too much attention to my computer screen and not enough to interacting with other people, I get tongue-tied when I next get to speak to someone, which due to my relatively introverted nature means that a part of me fights against the idea of social situations, and I tend to back away from meeting up with others, sending the whole thing into a downward spiral where less social interaction breeds even less social interaction. And if that's your temperament, and if you prefer to feed off the energy of other people, then working from home may not be the best choice for you. On the other hand, if you're happy to be your own company for hours on end with just the flicker of the cursor on your screen to keep your focus, then the idea of upwards of a third of the day with no face-to-face human contact, give or take the occasional parcel delivery, could be your ideal. And if you're not sure, see if the company that you work for will let you take a test drive with the occasional day building up to more days if it works. Then can you keep yourself on track? And some people are more driven than others, that's just a truism. There's a good chance you'll have at least a gut instinct about this, but it's a lot easier to distract yourself with Facebook and Twitter and YouTube and other sites and pretend you're working when you're really just goofing off and no one's watching. That's fine if you keep those times to a few minutes here and there, much the same as if you're taking a trip to the water cooler at the office. But if they become the main focus of your work when you're in your home office, that's an issue. And if you decide to take an hour off and watch daytime TV rather than work on your project, maybe with the excuse you need to break your state and chill and you'll put in the extra hours later in the day, that can build up to a problem as well. Timekeeping when you're working from home isn't the same as clocking in and out from work. So keep a check on that. Next up, will you still eat healthily? When we're not being watched by other people, it's easy to drift into bad habits with our diet. Packet of biscuits that normally lasted at least 2 or 3 days, even though it's supposed to last a week, vanishes in the morning. The cans or bottles of soda in the kitchen get emptied at an alarming rate and your waistline starts to suffer, even if they're diet versions, and check that out separately. And even the idea of exercise changes. If you drove to work, you still probably had to walk from the car to the building, and there were more steps taken inside the office. Now you only move to get another cup of coffee or use the toilet. So put a pedometer on your phone and keep daily track of the number of steps you take. They say what gets measured gets done, and that applies to your health just as much as it does to your work. Eating healthily and getting enough exercise will help you keep on track and being more productive with the work you do from your home. Next up, keep on top of your procrastination, because excuses are everywhere. Most of us are good at them, and we've got our own adult versions of the dog ate my homework excuses. Procrastination is a big problem in most people's lives, and when you're working from home it can get even more of a problem. It's really easy to pretend that you are being productive. After all, you need time to research things, and then you need time to gather your thoughts. But when your working day consists of 7 hours procrastination and 1 hour answering emails, most of them explaining why you haven't done all those tasks yet, then it's time to get on top of things. Working from home opens up all sorts of extra avenues for procrastination to seep into your life. And I quite like using the Pomodoro technique. 25 minutes of work with no excuses, actual work, followed by 5 minutes of rest and recuperation. Then repeat. After 4 of those cycles, have a longer break for about half an hour. It's probably lunchtime or tea time anyway. Try it. You'll be really amazed at how much more you get done and how procrastination is kept at bay. Then make sure you separate your work from your family. Quite often our families have difficulty understanding the difference between home and workspace when they're all in the same building. After all, your new office or study used to be just another room in the house before you decided to work from home. So short of putting up a keep out or don't disturb sign, how can you keep your work life and family life boundaries as actual boundaries? And how can you stop yourself from just popping back to the office when the commute is just a few seconds? And that's another snag that's not always mentioned when you decide to work from home. You can become a workaholic, and every waking hour that you're not eating can be spent doing work. That happens a lot with entrepreneurs. The distinction between day and night or weekdays and weekends blurs. Some set up boundaries, maybe even use those stroppy signs, do not disturb or whatever, until other people in your home get used to the idea that you're working when you're in your den or your office. And then consider making an effort to go to work. Maybe part of the attraction of working from home is the idea that you don't have to get dressed for the part. You can sit in front of your computer at work, in your dressing gown or pyjamas, or even less if you want. There's no one else in your home office who'd be offended, and a video conference call doesn't have to show much more than your face, although you'll still need to tidy your hair if you're going to be on camera. But our minds are weird things. If you've dressed down, your mind may decide the work you're doing isn't serious. So it could be that making an extra effort makes a real difference in your productivity. And some people find that putting on their smartest work attire, even when they're the only person who'll notice it, makes a massive difference. Try it. So if you find yourself lagging when you're working from home office, consider dressing for success. Mindset has a really powerful influence on what we do, and increasing your productivity when you're working from home is often a matter of small, seemingly insignificant things that build up to make a powerful end result. And if you need more help with getting your mind on board, check out the hypnosis track linked below this video to help you be more productive when you're working from home. Thanks for watching, and click on that link. Enjoy yourself.